Here's how McCarthy's paying back the GOP leaders that voted for him.
It is time for the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, to make good on promises made to Republican hardliners who initially opposed his nomination. His election after a historic 5-day, 15-ballot floor fight came with a list of concessions made to GOP holdouts in exchange for their support. Now some of those deals are going into effect, and let's talk about it now with CNN's senior political analyst, anchor and CNN senior political analyst, John Avlon. He's here with me now. So how are these, good morning to you, how are these concessions playing out?
All right, well, let's first of all remember, these are the core holdouts, the 20 or so holdouts, vast majority election deniers. These are the folks who took the floor fight for Kevin McCarthy back to a standard we haven't seen since before the Civil War. Already, we're seeing rewards coming to these folks. Right, so 6 members of these holdout groups getting plum positions on the Appropriations Committee, including Andrew Clyde, who described January 6th as a tourism day at the Capitol, and Financial Services Committee, very powerful committees. But let's also take a look at the key concessions. These are just some of them. This is the deals that Kevin McCarthy made to finally get the votes across, right? So first of all, any member can call a motion to vacate the Speaker's chair. Freedom Caucus representatives, many of whom are on that page, increased representation on key committees. This is the debt ceiling we've been talking so much about, right? This is a sign of coming attractions. We're going to have a collision course. Discretionary spending at 22 levels. Committee to investigate the weaponization of the federal government. And, of course, 72 hours to review bills before they come to the floor, which sounds common sense but can gum up the works.
I got to ask you about this. From a prominent Republican, I got this note that says, Representatives Clyde and Cloud were appointed to the Appropriations Committee. These guys were rewarded for bad behavior during the Speaker's vote. This is a stunning and a part of a handshake deal between the holdouts. I won't use the word that they use. He said nuts and McCarthy. I'll say nuts and McCarthy, which they will never admit to publicly. What do you think about that? Do you believe that's true?
Well, here's the evidence that it's true. You're talking to a source in the Republican conference who's saying this is happening. It is already happening. We got to say the committee assignments aren't even.
I love that. I love putting guys who just want to blow up the government in a position of power to like directly do that. It's great. It's going to be really funny.
Been doled out yet, but to see folks who put Kevin McCarthy and the country really through that kind of chaos get rewarded with appropriations, it's a very big deal. What I also want to do, this is sort of a bonus, is look at where independent voters say what the Republicans in Congress should be focusing on. Remember, independent voters, they're the plurality in American politics. They're the folks who actually swung towards Democrats this cycle. So Republicans got to keep their wishes in mind. Interestingly, now 71...
No, they don't. No, they already showed that they didn't want that. They literally showed that they can't do that during the midterms. And guess what happened? It doesn't matter. Even with a fucking slim majority in the House of Representatives, they still are very much able to get their message across, which is we are going to obstruct. It does not fucking matter. I hate that this is still an argument that people make, like, oh, man, they sure are going to get slaughtered in the elections again. It's like, who gives a fuck? Who cares? It's just the debt ceiling is about to be super relevant. Any chance you could cover the idea of $1 trillion coin? Maybe.
Percent of independents say in this new CBS poll that they want Republicans in the House to work with Biden's and Dems to enact policies that everyone can agree on, right? Come together. By the way, incidentally, they say the same thing about Democrats in the Senate. They say 67% say protecting Social Security. 65% of independents say support U.S. aid to Ukraine. Far from a done deal. 59% say reducing crime.
Those are high numbers.
Those are high numbers. Take a look, the border. Only 25% say investigating Hunter.
Wait, only 25%? That needs to dominate the media narrative for the rest of the fucking time, okay?
Biden. Only 20% say restricting abortion access. And only 10% of independent voters say Republicans in the House should focus.
Dude, he is fucking fallen the fuck off, dude. It's crazy to me. Investigate Hunter Biden's penis and loyalty to Donald Trump at 10%. God, my man fell off so bad. Maybe Ron DeSantis, boys.
Some loyalty to Donald Trump. So there's a disconnect there that goes to the heart of their political problems.
John Avlon, thank you very much.